Hello, Patriots. I'm Lee Watts, and this is Patriot Point, your source for Kentucky news and analysis from a conservative, Christian, and common sense point of view. Well, it is not a good day to be Andy Beshear. Really, no day's a good day to be Andy Beshear, but this week is especially bad to be old Andy Pandy because of stories coming out involving him and lawsuits, criminal charges, bribery, corruption, and cover-ups. According to Kentucky State Representative T.J. Roberts, quote, "the latest corruption bubbling up from Beshear's swamp," end quote. We're going to be talking about all these things this week. Let's just start off with something that I think you'll probably find crazy and a little offensive as a Kentucky taxpayer is we found out that under the Beshear administration, that Kentucky has just extended an $11 million contract for COVID testing. Yes, you heard me correct. Andy's administration has just spent $11 million of your taxpayer money for COVID testing. Why are we still playing this game, Andy Pandy? And this guy is trying to run for president, and things aren't really going well for him running for president. I looked it up, and according to the official numbers from the Kentucky Secretary of State's office that handles all the voter registrations, since the day that Andy Beshear became governor of Kentucky, the Kentucky Democratic Party has lost 292,967 registered voters. When you have lost that many Democrats in your own state during your administration, things are not boding well for you to try to become the president. Also, things are not going well because he is being sued by Kentucky. That is correct. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is now being sued by the state through the Kentucky State Auditor Allison Ball. She's basically suing the governor for not doing his job. See, the way it works is the legislative branch through the General Assembly, they make the laws. And then the executive branch, that being the governor, his job is to comply and enforce the laws which the legislature has passed. The Kentucky State Legislature passed a law unanimously last year to support relatives who are caring for children that have been removed from unsafe homes. And Andy Beshear has refused to implement this law. And so the state auditor is suing him because of that. She said that the Kentucky State Constitution requires Governor Beshear to enforce these laws. The state auditor also accused the Beshear administration of obstructing investigation into his refusal. And this is not really surprising that he's trying to obstruct the state auditor and investigations. Notice what even the media is saying about Andy Beshear. Andy Beshear's administration is the least transparent of any administration I've covered in 25 years of covering state government in Kentucky. And this is a reporter working for the Lexington Herald-Leader. The Andy Beshear administration is also facing problems with bribery and corruption. This week, a story broke where we have people in the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet under the Beshear administration who for years have been taking bribes of $200 4 or 5 times a day for years to provide driver's license to illegal aliens, and to provide them with other false documents that they can use to get benefits here in the United States. Kentucky State Auditor Allison Ball has demanded a formal explanation from the governor about this. And concerning this bribery and corruption, the state auditor had to say this about the Beshear administration. This appears to be the latest information relating to an ongoing criminal investigation that began around 8 months ago and about which the public has yet to hear any updates. In fact, when the public has sought information and answers about these irregularities, the cabinet has refused to turn over any of the approximately 2,300 records connected to this topic. On top of all that, Kentuckians who are actually legally eligible to receive driver's licenses are still waiting in line to lawfully obtain them. This is very concerning, as it will mean not only that licenses are being issued illegally, but also that these contraband licenses are issued in a manner faster and more efficiently than those provided to legal citizens. Yes, what Kentucky State Auditor Ball is referring to is how if you want to get your driver's license renewed, it's going to be a headache nowadays. For 88 years, Kentuckians were able to go to their local county to get their driver's license renewed. But that has been removed, and they have changed it now to 34 regional offices. You got to drive for hours sometimes to get to some of these places. The lines are incredibly long. And just earlier this week, everybody in the state had all of their appointments canceled to get their driver's license renewed. This is incredibly intolerable. Kentucky State Representative Savannah Maddox has been pushing to let the driver's license renewal go back to each county. She's been proposing this for the last year or two. She said this consolidation of putting all the driver's license into this centralized system makes it ripe for exploitation and corruption. And she is absolutely correct. She said she will be filing a bill on day number 1 of the upcoming legislative session that will move the driver's license renewal back to the county level. This is something I hope you will be contacting your representatives. This needs to be put back the way it was. It worked just fine. Andy Beshear's administration is also facing other problems due to this corruption and bribery connected to all these fake driver's licenses. And it's something that was brought up by Kentucky State Senator Jimmy Higdon. He serves as the chairman of the Senate Transportation Committee. And he brought up concern about how fake driver's licenses can also lead to election fraud. Notice what Senator Higdon said. To now learn that illegal residents have been fraudulently provided licenses and IDs, documents that could enable participation in our elections, is simply unacceptable. The people of Kentucky deserve to know how widespread this revelation is and who allowed it. Of course, illegal invaders bribing public officials to get their driver's licenses is causing a few problems. One of them is that our roads are less safe because now we have people that have a license that actually never did pass the test. It also makes things take longer for those people who are doing it the right way because the crooked guys are taking time to take the bribes. So the Andy Beshear administration is in a bit of a mess. The Attorney General of Kentucky, Russell Coleman, has launched an official investigation into this, and criminal charges are expected for multiple people. And we will be keeping you updated on this. If you know of some corruption going on in any level of Kentucky government, then the Kentucky Attorney General says he wants to know about this. It's time to root this stuff out. So if you would like to do this, you can contact the Kentucky Attorney General. Go to the website, and they have a form to simply report government corruption. It is www.ag.ky.gov. And that stands for Attorney General, Kentucky Government. And I have the link directly to that form in the description of this video. If you say, hey, I know something going on, let's get rid of this stuff and drain the swamp. Because fake driver's license is not just a matter of corruption and bribery, making our roads less safe, but it even goes down to election fraud, because you can use your driver's license to show up to vote at the polls. Well, that's the news we have for this week, Patriots. So until next week, I'm Lee Watts for Patriot Point, reminding you that liberty is not a spectator sport.